Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Krista and I am here with day 16 of 30 Days of Sketches with Kristy's Beautiful Life, series 19. And today's sketch is done by the lovely Jessica Michaels, who always brings us the opportunity to put on the mixed media. It is a Halloween inspired sketch and I don't have Halloween pictures, obviously not for this year, and I've already documented last year's, but I dug into 2013 and pulled out some pictures. I'm going to use some mixed media to get that mixed media feel that she's got on her layout, and I dug into some very old embellishments. Like some of these may be created with a 19 in the beginning in the year 19 something, but they're definitely old. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my mixed media, my pictures, and this really cool sketch by Jessica. So let's see how this goes. So I'm going to get started with a solid white cardstock. I have trimmed down to 11 3/4. I just want a thin border to give a little bit more sturdiness to my layout since I'm putting mixed media on it. And I'm just using a plain regular white cardstock, not a mixed media paper. I'm starting with Bright Persimmon by Tim Holtz. It's a distressed oxide, and then I add spiced marmalade. They give two different tones of the orange, kind of like a yellowy orange and then almost a corally orange. And then I'm going to do some splattering after that with some black soot. And I add a little bit of splattering with, I believe, spiced marmalade, because I wanted to add a little bit of splatter up in the top corners because there's nothing up there. I'm mostly sticking with having all of the mixed media kind of falling beneath the pictures. So I kind of stick pretty closely to Jessica's sketch. Instead of the spider web effect that she has, I am actually going to stitch in kind of like a zigzag pattern down. And I don't stitch much, but you all probably seen me stitch more this month than I have maybe all year. So I've enjoyed that. I can't wait until Amazon delivers my package that has a needle threader. My biggest pet peeve with stitching is threading a needle. My second one is having carpal tunnel, and if you do a lot of like punching plus the stitching, then that's a lot on your, little movement on your hands. So, but the threading of the needle is probably my biggest reason for not stitching more than I do. But I think I've stitched on 5 or 6 layouts this month. So that's pretty impressive. And it's just the 16th. So there's no telling what the future holds, guys. So with my pictures, I put them on first with my kids on the left and then me and my ex-husband on the right. But that's not going to work for me because first I put it up too high. The title's supposed to kind of go up above there. It's not going to fit without covering my daughter's head. So I pull them up, and my first thought was I'll move them down. But then the smarter thought is to flip the pictures, because my husband is shorter than I am, and my son is shorter than my daughter, obviously. At this time, he was 4 and she was 12, going on 13. And so, nope, 12. He was 4. I'm not doing that today. She was 11. So anyway, that gives me more of a gap in the top right of our picture and the top left of my kid's picture, because there's just, like the house and the street there. So I take this trick or treat sticker that came from a dollar store sticker sheet, probably in early 2000s. I believe I've had those longer than I've had my son, and he is 16. So I mat it on the same paper that I matted my pictures. The first paper I mat my pictures on is like a white with some pattern, and then I matted on like a black so it'll stand out on this white paper. And it's from a Me and My Big Ideas paper pad that I was gifted. I have a teacher friend at school who gave me some stuff, but I also have gotten gifts and, hand-me-downs from other people, so that I think it came from school. But anyway, so I actually use a full sheet of paper from that paper pad, as well as half of a sheet matting the pictures. So the embellishments I use, I am sticking with her concept in the bottom right corner of the pictures, but I also am adding in the top left corner of the pictures because my daughter is dressed as a police officer. My son is dressed as Captain America. My ex-husband is in a Superman outfit, obviously, and I am wearing a fireman's outfit. And so we were all superheroes that day. And so I wanted to try and nod to that. I don't always do theme anymore, but this kind of felt like a good time for a themey layout. So I put little embellishments in the bottom right corner of like a police outfit. And then I didn't have any Captain America stuff, so I had some packaging from something that we had bought, and it was just like cardboard. And so I just cut the little hexagon that has Captain America in it out and put that on there. And then I have these little people that are dressed in community helper outfits. And so I have the police officer on that side, and then the other side I have a fireman's hat and the super dad symbol and the little fireman. And then I put a little pumpkin in both of them to kind of bring it into the whole Halloween theme. And then I have this little superstar thing at the bottom. Originally, I thought I'd put like a bigger title down there, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I just mat the little super with the star and then stick a little pumpkin down there. I used my date stamp and put October 31st, 2013. And then I finished the title out by handwriting, which I never do. And it just says, Our Family Superhero Trick or Treat. And that is it. Here is Jessica's sketch. I had fun creating this. I did put a couple of little tags in here, or little banners. She has them on her like little spider web, but I felt like mine fit better in this little gap right here next to like the handcuffs and the Captain America and the stitching where it begins. So I just put them there because I felt like they fit better and kind of filled in a little space that's kind of blank. And that is it. Here is the close-ups. It was a good Halloween. It's probably the only time we've all, actually it is definitely the only time we've all dressed up. And of course this year I'll have pictures of a very cute little dude. I don't know what he's going to be this year. I haven't found out. So it should be entertaining. Last year he was a skunk and a wolf and a pumpkin. I don't know why a baby who's just over a month old needed 3 costumes, but that's how it all worked out. It's fine. But anyway, I hope you'll go check out everybody who's hopping along with 30 Days of Sketches, especially the lovely Jessica Michaels, who creates some of the most spectacular layouts. So please go check her out. And I'd love to give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.